want, like, the reason why I shifted my podcast and why I started talking about, like, sex and kinks and open relationships and different sexualities and stuff is because no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, if you think of, maybe not me, because I grew up here, like, and I went through sex ed in school, but a lot of kids who grew up in Iran, they don't even get sex ed.
That's
I think one of the biggest problems in Iranian culture, and maybe Middle Eastern culture as a whole, is that a lot of kids learn how to have sex through watching porn. And that's, like, the worst thing because it's not real.
For sure.
So, like, that's why you get all these guys who are just, like, a pump and dump, and the girls who are, like, like, you know, moaning at fake. And that's, like, you know what I mean? It's really bad. And they're not having good sex, and they think that they are. And, like, some of the craziest questions that I get on my podcast, like, girls will be like, how do I know if I've had an orgasm? Like, what does an orgasm feel like? Because they've never done it. And they're, like, out here, like, giving...
And your audience is majority Persian, right?
It's actually started shifting, but yeah, majority Persian.
So these people that are asking these questions are what?
Persian girls, Persian guys.
Damn, you're doing God's work, eh?
Dude, I that's literally why I do it, honestly. Because
that's so cool.
I don't, like, make any financial gain from it. It's literally just, like, I do it. Everyone's like, why don't you take sponsors? I'm like, I don't want to. I just want it to be, like, something that I do for the good karma points.
Yeah.
And I just want people to have better sex, essentially, and just be more comfortable with it. Like, the same way that I can sit here and be like, whatever, like, last week I got fucked up the ass and you know what I mean? Like, it's just normal. Like, I want people to be able to talk about it normally because it's not a bad thing. And I think in our culture, we're so conditioned to believe that it's a dirty thing, it's a bad thing.
That's so true.
Hey, babe, we don't talk about this. Like, fuck off, dude. Like,
yeah, that aspect of it I agree with. I don't know in which one of the episodes, but in one of the episodes I actually briefly touched on this because my family was very, like, well, my mom for the most part didn't really have a say in my upbringing because it's traditional Persian family, and I grew up in Iran too.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, I did.
How old were you when you came out?
I went back and forth. I came here when I was in grade 3. I went back when I was in grade 5, and then I didn't come back again until I was in high school.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I was back and forth, and my dad was very much that, very, like, everything that was, I remember my dad used to have this rule where, like, if I were leaving the house, ever since I was young, this is gonna sound so insane to you and everybody watching, he would, like, put, like, his 4 fingers on, like, you know the dip in your neck?
Okay.
Like, here.
Your clavicle or whatever
yeah,
it's called?
and what I was wearing, the collar was lower than those 4 fingers, I wasn't allowed to wear it. So even and at such a super young age, and when you're young, you don't really conceptualize things as being sexual things.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I wore that top because I liked the top, you know?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until he started doing that I actually started sexualizing myself and others, you know?
Exactly.
So now when I think about it, I'm like, as a parent, like, if I were to be a parent, if my goal was to prevent my kids, even if my goal was to prevent my kids from knowing about sex or having sex, I would do the exact opposite.
Yeah,
because he's kind of the reason why I started sexualizing things.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the bad thing again about Persian parents is instead of explaining to us, or I guess explaining to us about sex, they just said, don't do it, don't do this, don't do that. And when you say don't do this to someone without an explanation, they're going to be like, well, what the fuck?
Why? I'm going to go do it to figure out
why. Do it even more. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I think, to your point, like, if we ever had kids, I would be the one, like, telling them about everything. Like, that's my goal, too, of being the cool aunt for all my friends. I just want to be like, yo, send them to my house. I'll hook you up with condoms. What do you need?
Like that, what was that? The Mean Girls, the mom from Mean Girls?
Literally, I'm a cool mom.
Condoms?
Literally.
That's you with the tray.
Fully.